The final round of the Isle of Wight Car Club season was held at Fort Street Car Park in Sandown. 29 drivers arrived to not only compete, but to see who would be crowned the sealed surface champion, as well as the overall champion, and who would clinch the individual class championship awards in this 2016 closing event.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
An unexpected bonus, and just for a little fun, drivers were randomly paired up with another competitor to form a team. The team with the quickest combined time at the end of the day would win a free car club membership in 2017. The surface at Fort Street is like no other on the calendar. This course is not quite tarmac and not quite concrete, and it has many sharp stones that can reduce the competitors' precious performance tyres to shredded canvas in a single event. Not necessarily for this reason, Fort Street is left for the last race day on the car club calendar. Right from the off, it looked like an MX-5 would be the weapon of choice. Matthew Price, Matthew Griffin and Wayne Hull were posting fantastic times. However, it was not long before the Class 5 low costs and specials were setting the standard. Dan Morgan and Ryan Munt were not only sharing Dan's car, but they were also competing against each other for the Sealed Surface Championship. Whoever finished the day in front of the other would take home this hard-fought award. Chris Wilson was also in a points battle with Dan, however this was for the overall championship. These two drivers have dominated the 2016 season, but were stumbling at the last hurdle. Both were having car handling issues and neither were performing to their full potential. Let's summarise the ups and downs of who was winning what with regards to the sealed surface and overall championship at each point of the day. At the start of the day, Dan Morgan was winning the overall championship and Chris Wilson was in second place. Ryan Munt was winning the sealed surface championship and Dan was second. Run 1. After run 1, status quo. Ryan was the fastest of the three, Dan was second and Chris was third. Run 2. After run 2, Ryan was still the fastest, Chris was second fastest and Dan was having real issues and not happy with the setup of his car. Run 3. After run 3, the title position stayed the same, but Chris had pulled out a small lead. At this point, Chris Wilson was winning the overall championship and Ryan Munt was retaining his sealed surface championship title. Run 4. After run 4, Dan made a few tweaks to the suspension on his car and this resulted in Dan being the fastest of the three, followed by Chris and then Ryan. Run 5, Dan's car breaks with Ryan driving. Chris Wilson can't improve and Dan squeezes into Adam Morgan's low cost but does not improve on his time. Run 6. Ryan drives Steve Wells' car and improves his time but does not get in front of Dan. However, he gets close enough that at this point he now leads the Sealed Surface Championship and the Class 5 Sealed Surface title. Chris Wilson fails to improve his time and has to settle for second place in the overall championship. Dan again drives Adam's car and improves his time and puts enough drivers between himself and Ryan to take the Sealed Surface Championship and the overall championship. Steve Glass dominated the Class 1 Sealed Surface Championship. Wayne Hull, Dean Long and Daryl Turner are sharing the top spot on equal points in Class 2. Adam Greenan snags the Class 3 Sealed Surface title by a point. And Toby Allen walks away with the Class 4 Sealed Surface Championship trophy. And of course Dan Morgan has Class 5 wrapped up. With regards to the results of round 14, Steve Wells finished on the third step of the podium, and thanks to Steve's generosity, Dan Morgan claims the second step using Steve's car. First place went to Kevin Richardson in his classic Mini, and the flowers for the fastest lady of the day were awarded to Sue Mitchell.
Team challenge.
The end of year fun team event went to the team of event winner Kevin Richardson and Wayne Hold in his MX-5. That's it. No more events until next year.
Wait for the pop.
The club's AGM and awards ceremony will be held in early 2017. This is a short highlight video. If you'd like to see the full episode with interviews and more action, have a look at our YouTube channel.